Good morning, students. In this lecture, we will try to understand conformational isomerism of butane. Hope you remember the definition of conformational isomerism. Conformational isomerism is defined as the restricted rotation of atoms or group of atoms around single covalent bonds. The restricted rotation of atoms or group of atoms around the single covalent bond is said to be conformational isomerism. In the last lectures, we have understood the conformational isomers of ethane, and today we shall try to understand how the restricted rotation arises around the carbon atoms present in your butane and what are the different conformational isomers reported for your butane molecule. Hope you remember the molecular formula of butane is C14 C4H10. That is, there are 4 carbon atoms and 10 hydrogen atoms which are linearly arranged in this way, right? If we go for the numbering of carbons, 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? Around that it is having 10 hydrogen atoms which corresponds to the molecular formula of C4H10 of butane. In butane, it is observed that the restricted rotation of atoms or group of atoms around C2 and C3 is responsible for its conformational isomerism. Let's now see how around the C2 and C3 the restricted rotation of atoms or group of atoms can arise. Here I am representing the C2 carbon and C3 carbon here. This is C2 and this is C3. Here the 3 carbon, that is C1 carbon attached to 3 hydrogens is nothing but your methyl group. So that methyl group I am writing it here. And on your C2 carbon, what else are there? 2 hydrogen atoms are present. So those 2 hydrogen atoms we can represent it here. Right? On your C3 carbon, it is attached to C4, which is again carrying 3 hydrogens in it, which can be represented as your methyl group. So here is your methyl group representation, and here on your C4, 2 atoms are still more present. What are those 2 hydrogens? Sorry, 2 hydrogens are present here. So those 2 hydrogens we are writing it here. Right? So this is the representation of, that is, this is the alternative representation of your N-butane. In order to see how the restricted rotation arises for the representation of the formation of conformational isomerism, we have rewritten the structure in this way. Okay, so this is the same structure which is seen here. So here this is C2 carbon, this is C3 carbon, C1 and C4. So because of the restricted rotation of atoms, what atoms? Hydrogens. Group of atoms. What group of atom? Methyl group. So because of the restricted rotation of atoms or group of atoms around your C2 and C3 bond is responsible for the conformational isomerism of butane. So here we have understood how conformational isomerism is reported in case of butane. Let's now see what are the different conformational isomers of butane along with their structures and their order of stability. Right? So you are all familiar with the Newman projection formula of N-butane. Let's recollect back again. In Newman's projection, the front atom is represented with a dot, and the rear end atom is represented with a circle. And to the center atom, what are the 3 substituents present? It is having a methyl group, it is having hydrogen, and it is having hydrogen. This is C2 carbon. C3 carbon is represented with a circle, and what are present here? Here it is also having a hydrogen, and it is having a methyl group. So this is the Newman projection formula of your butane, N-butane. So let's now see by moving out by bringing out different angles of rotation, how different conformational isomers of butane could be reported. So this is the Newman projection formula of your N-butane. The central atom, that is C2 carbon, is represented here with 3 substituents. One is methyl group and the other one is hydrogen. The third one is also hydrogen. And this is the rear end carbon, that is C3 carbon, which is represented with a circle, and it is having methyl group and 2 hydrogens. So this is the first conformer. This is the first conformer of your N-butane. Let's suppose that it is rotated to an angle of 60 degrees. When it is rotated to an angle of 60 degrees, this group comes here, and this group comes here, and this group goes here, right? So this is the second structure where CH3 and hydrogen are closely packed, and these two hydrogens and this CH3H are closely packed to each other to give you the second conformer of your butane. And if you see here, if we further rotate the molecule to an angle of 120 degrees, see here, if it is rotated like this, then what will happen? This will come here and this will come, right? This is the next structure that you are going to get if your second structure of the molecule is further rotated to an angle of 60. That is total from first molecule to this structure, it is rotated to an angle of 120 degrees. This is the structure that you are going to get. Let's suppose that it is further rotated to an angle of 180 degrees, that is more 60 degrees. Then again, what will happen? This will come here, this will go here, and this will come here, right? So the new structure that you are going to get here is this one, where your two methyl groups are closely packed, two hydrogens are again closely packed, and this two hydrogens are also closely packed, which is said to be the fourth conformational isomer of butane. And let's suppose that it is again rotated to an angle of 240 degrees, right? Now again, this group comes here, this group comes here, and this group comes here. So this is the conformer structure that you are going to get if at all it is further rotated to an angle of 240 degrees. And if at all further it is rotated to an angle of 360 degrees, again eclipsing occurs where this hydrogen comes here, methyl group comes here, and this hydrogen goes here. So this is the conformer that you are going to get where your methyl and hydrogen are closely packed. Here also methyl and hydrogen are closely packed, and the two hydrogens are closely packed. So these are the 6 conformational isomers of butane. If you see here, 3 different types of structures have been obtained. In the first structure, that is in anti-structure, we can see that the bulky group, that is methyl group, the two bulky groups are separated by maximum possible distance. These two groups are separated by maximum possible distance, and such conformational isomer of butane is said to be anti-conformer. It is one of the staggered conformer of your butane, where the two bulky groups, that is the two methyl groups, are separated by maximum possible distance. And here, apart from that, if we see the structure number 3 and also structure number 5, here the two methyl groups are separated by an angle of 60 degrees. They are separated by an angle of 60 degrees. And we can say that these two structures are those structures where they are separated comparatively, separated with a little more distance, a little sufficient distance, and that is to an angle of 60 degrees, which are said to be skew or Gauch conformers, right? If the two methyl groups are separated by an angle of 60 degrees, as like in your structure 3 and 5, they are said to be Gauch conformers. And if you see here, in structure number 2 and structure number 6, the two methyl groups, that is a methyl group and your hydrogen, and the methyl group and hydrogen are closely packed to each other. They are closely packed to each other in structure number 2 and 6. Here they are closely packed. Which groups are closely packed? One bulky group, that is methyl group, and one hydrogen. Here also one bulky group methyl and one hydrogen are closely packed to each other. Such conformers are said to be eclipsed conformers. Okay, and the next one is that your structure number 4. Here this is the most unstable or the least stable conformer, where two bulky groups, methyl groups, are closely packed to each other, and this structure is said to be fully eclipsed structure. So this is I can say that the highest stable structure is your anti-conformer, where your two methyl groups are highly separated by maximum possible distance. The least stable one is fully eclipsed structure. Why? Because the two bulky groups are very closely packed. Because of the steric hindrance, electron crowding, that is electronic repulsions, occurs, by which this structure turns very less stable. And apart from that, when you compare with anti, the next stable structures are skew structures, which are represented in 3 and 4. Why? Because here the two methyl groups are separated by after your anti, they are separated with a maximum distance, that is they are separated by an angle of 60 degrees. So because of that, they experience a little bit lesser extent of steric hindrance, and hence after anti, the next stable structures are considered to be skew or your Gauge structures. And next, after that, we can say that eclipsed structures are comparatively more stable than your fully eclipsed structure, because here instead of two bulky groups, one least bulky group, that is hydrogen, and methyl groups are packed here. Even though they have been subjected to eclipsing, the extent of electron clouding will be less when you compare with fully eclipsed to that of your partially eclipsed forms, which are observed in 2 and 4. So now we can say that anti, out of all these, anti is the more stable structure, followed by skew, right? Followed by your partially eclipsed structures, followed by your fully eclipsed structures. This is the order of stability of the conformational isomers of your butane. The same conformers, we have represented it here. So now we can categorize that it is giving you anti-conformer. Out of the conformers, we can classify them into 4 different types. The first one is anti-conformer. The second one is gauche or skew conformer. And the third one is eclipsed conformation. This eclipsed conformation is again of 2 types: partially eclipsed conformer and fully eclipsed conformer. We can say that anti-conformer is more stable, followed by your gauche, followed by your partially eclipsed, followed by your full eclipsed conformers, to indicate their order of their stability. So this is the representation of the anti-conformer, where 2 methyl groups are separated by maximum possible distance. And this is the representation of gauche conformer, where the 2 methyl groups are separated by an angle of 60 degrees. This is the representation of eclipsed conformers, where hydrogen, that is least bulky, and more bulky groups are separated by, are so closely packed or eclipsed to each other. And here this is the structure. This is the structure of fully eclipsed conformer, where 2 methyl groups are closely packed to each other. So these are the different representation of the conformers of your cyclobutane. And we can say that anti-conformer and gauche conformers are said to be staggered conformers of butane, and they are considered to be relatively more stable structures of your butane. And coming to the potential energy diagram of the conformers of butane, as you all know that any system is stable if at all it contains the least possible energy. It is observed that here in the graph, it is observed that here and here the systems is having the lowest possible energy, which is given by the anti-conformers of your butane. So I can say that among all the least possible energy, there is the most stable structures are your anti-conformers, right? And after that, what is the least possible energy? It is 3.8 kilojoules per mole, and it is given by what conformers? It is given by gauche conformers. It is given by gauche conformers, where methyl groups are separated by an angle of 60 degrees here and also here. So because they are separated by an angle of 60 degrees, they are comparatively considered to be stable, just like your anti-conformers, but they are relatively less stable. But when you compare with eclipsed forms, they are considered to be more stable structures, because they are having the next lowest possible energy, that is 3.8 kilojoules per mole. And after that, if we compare the order of stability, the next stable structures are the partially eclipsed structures, where your methyl and hydrogen are closely eclipsed to each other. Because of the electron crowding, its energy levels are more, and they are comparatively less stable than your anti or gauche conformers. Its energy levels are observed to be around 16 kilojoules per mole. Okay, so here and here, this structure, we are having the crowding of methyl group with your hydrogen, which are said to be partially eclipsed conformers, whose energy levels are high, comparatively high, that is they are around 16 kilojoules per mole. And the least stable structure is your fully the least stable conformer is the fully eclipsed form, where the two methyl groups are so closely packed because of the electron clouding of the bulky methyl groups. The steric hindrance phenomena comes into existence, by which repulsion arises, and because of this the energy levels of the system are so high that it is around 19 kilojoules per mole, which is highly a greater value than compared to your partially eclipsed or your anti-forms of your butane, by which it is the most least stable structure having the highest energy levels. It is considered to be the least stable structure among all the remaining conformational isomers of butane. So we can say that anti or the stable forms followed by gauche or your skew conformational isomers, followed by partially eclipsed, followed by fully eclipsed. This is the order of their stability, and this is the potential energy diagrams, which is plot with the angle of rotation and the changes in energy level on your x and y axis respectively. This is all about conformational isomerism of N-butane. Thank you.